everybody, to Mud Flood Was Armageddon. And this isn't a mud flood, but it is mud flood in Texas, and it's been, well, ever since February 4th, as predicted by Paco Taco, the the end of the American financial system is starting to erode away like the beaches in Baytown, Texas, a town I used to drive through when Tommy from Texas, who I lived with for darn near 2 years, and it's all refineries. That's where all the oil. I forgot to welcome the famous Randy from Wisconsin, RJ.
Well,
Man,
yeah.
It's all refineries. And Houston is the town that had the in that movie Rollerball, where the corporations ran the world and they had the liquid computer. I've talked about it a number of times, and I've been copyright striked on it twice. So I still show a little clippage of it, but mostly with pictures. It's a liquid computer where it's a sports movie, but the back plot is this guy's trying to figure out what the hell's going on, and then they want to kill him because he becomes too famous of a rollerball player. It's like being Tom Brady today. He was more popular than Tom Brady was a couple of years ago. So we're going to be watching Max Velocities. He's live in the Houston Storm right now. And brother, will you have anything? Chime in. In the meantime, here we go. Weather report breaking. Look at this chat.
Get educated. Yeah.
Look at that chat.
Tornado would be somewhere in there, basically entering the town right now of Anahuac and eventually going towards Interstate 10, towards Winnie, Texas. I believe most of these areas in between that are rural. Anahuac's the main location. It'll eventually go towards Monroe City, Texas, and eventually going towards Winnie, which Winnie's not in the warning.
So there's Baytown.
In line for this. And here's the latest scan.
I found a star fort there, RJ.
Rotation itself
looked
initially like it was kind of going north. The latest velocity.
What was going on when I decided to make this video about a half hour ago?
Tweet at me on Twitter at MaxVelocityWS.
Baytown was getting hammered.
Asking to see if we do have any other new reports.
So what's Tommy's address?
There's also
4231
of Houston.
He lives in Orange, Texas, in a swamp.
This is a photo here.
600,000 people are without power in Houston.
Damage in Houston.
So later tonight, however long people want to stay, we're going to be going over the damage of Texas for a long time, brother.
Which is back over where the really significant.
So an hour ago, I started watching it when I got home. I bought a mini bike. I said I would buy an electric bike.
Here's the latest radar.
But I ended up getting a. Oh, I'm going to show you, RJ. Even before I show you the thing,
Jersey Village,
because I normally would be like,
Cypress right now.
"Hey, big brother, is this cool?"
Somewhere kind of up in here, so just southwest of Cypress. If we do have a tornado, which again, nothing confirmed to this point. Let's check out the correlation coefficient. All right, so still no debris signature. So good news so far on that end. Again, this is your storm
is
right
mini
here.
Bike one word or two
Even if we
words?
don't have a tornado, we still have damaging winds at least around 70 to 80 miles per hour.
I got a red one.
It could be higher, though, as that moves east-southeast. And again, Houston's...
But mine was only $900.
So we do end up seeing either a tornado or just the damaging wind
fat
threat.
tires.
The most significant area of wind right now line to hit the metro. And
let me turn down. Let me turn off Max.
You can run it on some streets, not.
I'm gonna run it on. I'm gonna run it on the sidewalk, man. To me, it's my new bicycle. Zoom. Plus, I'm gonna keep my bicycle too.
So, what's the range?
This is Mototech. Okay, this isn't Greenworks. I got one from Greenworks. Maybe it's this one. I think it's this one. Yep, because it was on sale. It was normally $14.99, but since there was one left in stock in the whole world, and it was in Alamosa, and it was $500 off, I jumped on it. I went over there and bought it today. I don't know. It'll be. Look at that girl. She's taking that corner on an angle. So it goes up to 20 miles. Takes 90 minutes to recharge. And like if anybody's around, and I can go like, hey, we need something from the store. Just boom, boom. There you go. And so I want to get some extra batteries so I can go 40 miles. Is this a video? Oh. So this is
In this video,
is that frame
we will show
I
you.
told you that I'm there like this because I paid the guy $25 to put it together for me. But this frame, I should say I want the frame for workbenchers, but I don't, or a rough pulpit. But so I did. I got to pick it up tomorrow. Here's part of the starfort I found, RJ. It has the telltale signs. That's not much of a evidence. Let's go back live.
And that would be your rotation. It's going to be right there west of Winnie and also just east
Okay, so he said there wasn't any tornado, nothing to worry about. Next thing you know, there's always one spinning up during this judgment.
Reflectivity values are. That gives it some spin. Could produce maybe a tornado here as it moves towards Winnie and Stowell, Texas.
It's moving away from Tommy.
To stay in your safe place, away from windows, lowest floor possible.
He's got like 5 dogs now, man. He better start worrying. He better start thinking about. Well, he's got all the cages and stuff.
Might have to build a boat.
Probably be able to see me very well.
I'm going to show you some Baytown in the area. So here, all of these things are just, pretty much, Bay Ridge Park is like, this is all refineries.
Whack. I don't know. It's called Anahuac, though, apparently. That doesn't look
Industrial
like
areas.
I don't know where the whack came from. It looks like Anahawk.
There's your prebiotic Floridap. They probably
so I really shouldn't be talking.
Going to tell you that they sell healthy fluoride or something. I don't know.
Warnings. We still do have this one tornado warning once again.
A lot of people live in that area.
Going on in Louisiana that are producing damaging winds as high as 80 miles per hour.
Sorry about that. I wasn't trying to.
But once
is that a starfort?
Threat that we have right now is
no, that's just a road.
For a tornado. Those are the 2 most concerning things that we have on the radar right now. We have actually 9 warnings, so the warning count's dropped a lot here in the last few minutes. I think a lot of these.
So this is right near the big.
So a lot of them just expired. Quick rundown. We have a
Houston
Space
right Center,
Chambers in Liberty County in Texas. That's again near Anahuac, just west of Winnie.
Houston, we have a problem.
You got a good one.
We also have a severe.
Ladies and gentlemen, we don't plan this. We don't plan this.
Counties in Texas.
This one's really close to home.
Valley County.
We're laughing in the face of danger from a distance.
Tom Green and Koch counties, Texas.
Oh my goodness, that sounds so bad.
It is a
so here's these. They got these mystery islands out here.
The other 2 destructive ones are in Newton.
Not
County,
much
Texas,
going on there.
Beauregard, Newton.
Maybe at one time there was a starfort, maybe. Where's that San Jacinto monument?
Producing damaging winds upwards of 80 miles per hour.
I got so kind of turned around here.
South Houston. Here. If we get one again, it'll just be the
San
west
Jacinto,
of
Channelview, Baytown.
This warning does go for 14 more minutes. So if you're in the pink polygon, just continue staying in your safe place, away from windows and on the
lowest floor
possible.
Because there's the USS Texas.
And power outage.
And here's the starfort for the San Jacinto monument.
Officially across 1 million. But I do think it's going to probably
taller
cross a
than
million officially. I think
the
it has probably
obelisk
already
in
officially
Washington
crossed a million. I
D.C.
don't think
because
it's
they
updated
cheated
every
and
day.
added a higher base. That's what they claim
We'll
because
keep posted.
everything's bigger in Texas. Why do they need a mall type reflecting pool? There's nothing here. Maybe there was something there.
But all those power outages again were mostly Houston. Yes, Houston was hit. I don't know if they were hit by a tornado, for example, but they were definitely hit by a destructive area of damaging.
That's
winds.
just where people like to
is almost
park to
undoubted.
look at a statue. I'm sure. I think
So,
it is
fortunately, they were really
one of
hammered with
the
the wind threat.
Daniel
But
Boone
again, I don't
or
think
Davy
they were
Crockett,
hit
whoever
directly by an
rescued
actual
those
tornado.
people in their dream world.
Regardless, it really does not matter. There was a fire truck on
Battleground
the right side of your screen,
estates.
or might have already gone by.
It's interesting.
But, yeah. It really doesn't
And
matter.
nothing next
hit
door.
really hard by wind, at least.
Somebody's been looking for something.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything too strong here, but if we
Were
do
they
have a
to
tornado,
keep
it would be right in
cars
here
out?
just west of
I don't
Stowell.
know.
We do have a damage report coming out of Cove, Texas. Wind blew back part of a roof at Chambers County EMS in Cove. That is as of 7:07 p.m. We haven't had any actually damage reports on at least Radar Omega here in Houston. Now, I've seen already a lot of photos
See how
of
close
damage in the
Tommy
Houston
is to
area,
the water and
from,
everything?
parts of shingles
Well,
being
he's near
down,
kind of just north of what,
around
Port
the area.
Arthur? Is that
That's-
what?
I haven't seen,
Yeah,
any
right here
reports
in
at
this
least up
town,
there yet.
Orange.
But
It's really small, but it's got a lot of mud
we do have
flood
that. That's our
stuff.
first damage report that we've had in this area.
Oh, I never got over to this area. There's nothing. Boy, wow. It's swamp.
I can see why. Yeah, there's nothing.
There's swamp. I forget where we
Right.
used to golf at.
Just curious, do you look at, or do you just focus on trail
Doc
alerts?
Brown
or do you look at other
Highway.
areas
That's
for
from
potential spin-ups?
that's
On a
from the
normal day, I
Back to
would.
the
I'm trying to
Future.
do that. It's hard because I only have one monitor.
I think
If
we used to
had,
golf
my
down
normal
here.
setup, I'd be able to easily do that. But it takes a lot of zooming out, and a lot of
But
people
look at
don't
all
look
these.
me just kind of zooming across the map.
See,
I'm trying to look
everything
pretty
is
quickly at all
just
that
levied and maxed out and counting on.
So that we
I
can spend more
hope
time
it
on what's
doesn't
the most
rain
important.
too
Because,
much.
looking at Louisiana, it's all
Well, it
wind.
can't be elevation-wise
Don't really have any rotation.
much above sea level. Maybe at what?
Oh no, these
Now, I do
channels
think we
are
do get a
levied
tornado risk here
in.
down
Most
the
of these
road.
are
Looks like we
above
have
the
some
houses.
opening here on the
If
front
you
side
like,
of the storm. So we got some sort of inflow trying to develop, a hook trying to develop in here.
I'm
This
not
is
going to
looking
show you
very similar to
Tommy's
what we
house,
just saw
but I
literally
was
a few
trying
days
to
ago
show you
here
the
in
because he doesn't
Louisiana.
live in
Back on Monday,
the
when we had
town
that
of
QLCS
Orange. He
tornado
lives
risk
in
really ramp up near Lake Charles and so forth.
one of these
This
type
looks
of
almost
towns
identical to
out
that right now.
houses out here and like these areas that are a little more expensive,
a spin up situation near DeQuincy.
but they're still really close to the water, and everything's close to the water, and everything's been
this is really
dug
big
out
area,
to
though, for
try to
tornadoes. Back
keep
over near
it,
San Angelo,
you
I'm
know,
not really looking at much of that. It's mostly
low,
just
you know,
wind and hail
keep places
and,
to store
maybe a brief
water, and
tornado,
now
but
it's
this right
coming.
over here is just really low.
I thought that it was more south. If this thing turns from
So I try to
Houston,
zoom around, but it's harder to do it when I only have
I
one
thought
monitor.
it was going to go more
That
south,
warning,
but
by the
it
way, is
looks like
officially
it's
been
going to
canceled.
go there.
So we are back down to a
Now,
normal
I was
area of severe
baptized
weather,
in
at least
Bridge
for the time
City,
being, until that changes probably in
home
like
of
10
the
minutes.
Green
This is Lake
Meanies.
Charles activity looks quite concerning. Zoom out a little bit here.
I don't know if we'll see the old football field, but I
Liam,
used to
the
live
$5
right
super
across
chat.
the street from it.
That's crazy. Yeah, there's some people that have experienced a lot of different weather. Have you ever seen a flying trampoline, though? If you haven't seen that yet, that is one weather phenomenon that you have to experience, at least at some point. Either that or cheese curd size tail. Those are the two big ones.
Hi, Marcella. Marcella, did you see that I got a mini bike?
Downtown Houston is done, other than rain, which will continue. Again, Houston got hammered by the wind already, and maybe
The Lord has had mercy on Houston. They got hit enough.
So
I'm worried about West Columbia, where I used to live.
You're pretty much winding down. It's mostly
those old wounded warriors
today. There could still be an isolated storm late tonight, but it's a relatively low risk.
Some of them
I wouldn't expect severe weather there.
They're all on scooters, you know, the kind you sit in, push,
in Cyprus,
you push them around, and you can sit down when you get there.
Right here for reference. There is a tornado watch still ongoing, but I don't think it's going to last that much longer. This is where we had that, or at least in this area, it probably won't last much longer. But that's where we had a confirmed tornado. At least, visually spotted with people, in the area video or
Those
taking
lightning strikes,
David,
the
for
white
anything,
dots
that's a
that are
lovely
in the
green.
red,
Thank you. I'm glad.
confirmed lightning.
Look at the new studio, guys. Fantastic. We got a couch and everything.
He's on a
We
golfing
got a
trip.
wood door. We got a picture. We got everything. It's a brand new setup.
He's like a really
Velocity
stand-up
Studios
young
version
guy.
two.
He said he golfed
Imagine. It'd be pretty great.
83 the other day, and then followed it up with a 94.
By the way, I'm
Still,
not really
94 is
seeing
something is
any
only
sort
in
of
my
rotation
dreams
here
I could
anymore.
ever
It
shoot
looks like this has
94.
become outflow driven entirely, so this might just be straight line winds at this point. Could still get a QLCS tornado down the road after some of this like storm merger activity happens, but it's relatively uncertain there near Lake Charles, Louisiana. So we'll still watch that closely in case that does anything. Good setup. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Everything,
Texas
with
City,
Galveston too is right in that
Texas City is in
area.
Texas. Right now, we're looking at mostly wind. That's if you get any severe weather. It will at least be a lot of light.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Not compared to New York City. Oh wait, it is a lot even for New York City.
So if somebody doesn't get back to you,
Not like New
immediately
York
and
City
you're-
has
you're
2
calling
million
somebody in the
people.
Houston area or whatever it might be.
Is that
just know
Darfur?
that a lot of those areas are
Pelican
without power.
Island. This is the
Waller
one that
County in
just got
particular
rammed by
has,
the.
over 80%
Oh,
basically
that's
without power now.
They get rammed by a
Harris
bridge
County, which
down
is where
there
Houston
in
is,
Galveston.
about
Got rammed by a
almost
bridge
40%
going
of them.
to.
Actually,
There's
I
only
think it is
one. This
40%
bridge got
without power
rammed.
right now. I'm doing the
This
math.
bridge would not
That's
look
according to
like that
PowerAddict.us.
today. This
It's just a lot of power.
this
outages.
part got hit.
And that number will probably
part that
continue to
looks
escalate
different.
as these storms do go towards areas.
That's weird.
Like
It hit it
Fort Arthur,
right
Cameron,
at
and
the
even like
part
Lake
that
Charles,
looks
which
different.
Lake Charles now has a new warning now for quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour damage. So that's
Is that
a new
weird?
one there. But yeah,
That's weird,
unfortunately,
man.
this threat it
Well,
probably
how's the
time soon, at least in
boat
Texas,
traffic
Port Arthur and Beaumont, it's going
Closed
to
down.
at least for an hour or so. So more power
Yeah.
outages are likely going to accumulate between now and probably about 8:30, 9 o'clock tonight. And even in like Louisiana, we could definitely still see some power outages there.
I'm gonna have to type that in. Where's my doggone typer? Pelican. How do you spell
JS, I'm not
Pelican?
sure what the actual name is, but thank you for picking up the Drunk NATO sticker and also a Max Hydration sticker on our shopmaxvelocity.net website. I do appreciate it. And thank you for your generosity. And thank you to anybody else that picked up a t-shirt. I've already seen some of you guys sending me photos of the t-shirt and wearing it. Again, appreciate you repping
You
the
should
merch.
get a T-shirt that says "The Famous
Most sold shirt of all
Randy."
time.
so
My uncle in the Heights is out of
At
power.
approximately 9 a.m.
Without power.
today,
And when I'd say a lot, I mean,
March
again, a million
MLP
people in Texas is literally, when it comes to how many people are tracked, that's like 8%.
so when did this barge hit or whatever?
Well,
Yesterday.
granted, again, Houston's very
That
populated.
was yesterday.
Other
Okay.
areas are also very populated. So basically,
So
numerous
that is
power
that
outages
one
have occurred
spot
near
that
Houston.
was, isn't it? Isn't that the highlighted
Again, if you
spot?
can't get a hold of a friend or family member in Houston, that's probably why. It's because of the power outages.
Yeah,
And
I'm
that's
not
why it
sure
take a
which
while to get
panties.
all the power back.
It's just pan out. Pan
How's it
out.
going? It's going well. I'm sunburnt, but it is going well. Today was a bit of a struggle, but yesterday was a Tiger
So
Woods
Galveston
caliber
port's
day.
closed down now too. See, they knocked that whole thing down. This bridge got squirrely, but they can still use it in one lane.
Harmony, I don't know what that even means.
But the train that's over.
That was scary.
There's,
Yeah, I mean it. That's why
there's
we
a
went live. I mean, I
landmark
did
or
an emergency
something. We'll have
live
to look
stream
for
'cause I
it.
thought
Oh,
was-
there's a rail right next to it. That
And again, I wasn't planning on going live.
And
really at
it's
all.
leaking
Just,
oil, you
just in
can
case
see.
I'm on, but it was definitely needed today, 100%.
whatever in
And we're
it
gonna
is,
be
I'm
live
sure
again
it's
at least
toxic.
for another 20 to 30 minutes.
They're
if
like,
not maybe
oh
a bit
no,
longer.
it's all
Just waiting on
poison.
that
We're
storm predictions
sorry.
that are
We
out
really
working to
are
see what
sorry.
everything looks like by
How come
then.
you're not?
you get that far off?
So
Oops, sorry.
It's the
It
aqua
got
color
washed
warning. That
away.
is a
Somebody didn't
special
chain it
marine
down
warning.
right.
Those are issues for all the boaters and stuff.
That's what they
The
say.
winds that actually they put on these
Yeah,
are
they forgot the more.
something about like water spouts, if that's a possibility. So you'll see wind gusts up to 40 knots because boaters use.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a regular part of the bridge.
So, and the storm is moving east at 55 knots, so they also use it for that too.
That's a weird looking
This one's
barge.
actually excessive 50 knots. So that's mostly for boaters and
Right.
those sorts of things.
Seems a lot more busy than most barges. Like a lot more busy. Like for pumping. Hey, it ain't going nowhere. I don't know if maybe they don't have the whole thing shut down.
Unified, but there's basically a chance for at least an isolated tornado anywhere in this area here. That's about it. I mean, maybe a little bit further east, but it's basically anywhere in southeast Texas back into southern Louisiana. If you haven't been hit by storms yet, or if you have at least not been hit by this line of storms yet, you at least still have some chance of a tornado if you're east of that, or even in the storms. It's a low chance, but the chance is still definitely there.
Where's that pole?
But I do think the tornado risk.
I'm all turned around on
now
this
should stay low. Should is the key word.
That's the only bridge that goes to Pelican Island. That's what they said on the news.
Well, it looks like a pretty good insurance claim.
Right. They got a Seawolf Park.
Elton, Louisiana.
Got a military reserve, split military reserve, to protect this old star fort.
No, that's just hail. I'm guessing you're talking about Elton, Louisiana. That's all just hail, and that's also all.
It's just for studying. There's a school here.
Storms going towards Lake Charles,
Texas
as well,
A&M, and then there's some oil.
Again, up to 60
refineries
miles per hour.
here.
It was initially a storm that was warned for damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour. The good news is that number has dropped. So, good news. But it's right now at 60. Still damaging. Lots of lightning too. Lots and lots of lightning. We have now a flash flood warning for Beaumont, Texas. Again, a lot of rain has already fallen there.
That's where Tommy's wife works.
Per hour.
Beaumont.
So
she's
flooding
the charge of a whole
concern there.
Corporation of nurses.
And I would also expect a new severe thunderstorm warning near and just south of Port
I'm looking for West
That will probably
Victoria.
be for the damaging wind threat as this activity does continue to move eastbound. Neighbor's large tree unroofed in I don't know what that means. I'm guessing man uprooted. Unroofed? An unroofed tree?
I'm happy I don't live there. Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad I'm out of there.
Checking in from West Texas. How you doing? Welcome back.
How would you like to be like?
North of
we're
Lake
from
Charles
Lolita, and we couldn't be prouder.
Predominantly just a wind threat.
Okay. That sounds weird to me.
The severe thunderstorm warning just expired.
It's why it's probably so small. Vanderbilt. Where is that town, that West Columbia that I lived in?
There you go.
Because it's going to get flooded too.
It still has a tornado possible label. It is going to be for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour near High Island, Texas, and near Winnie. So if you are in that yellow shaded polygon here, again, continue to stay away from windows in case there's maybe a brief tornado. And even if there isn't one, we're definitely still looking at a damaging wind threat here as this continues to move eastbound.
There it is. That was the first capital of Texas, the Republic of Texas, is this town.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, Alyssa, appreciate that. No problem at all.
What made it so popular? Accessibility?
Look at this massive storm over
here.
It's
all just part of their life. They needed it because
the one thing I would
here
say
they said they lived in,
for example, is that it probably will not be super significant by the time it gets to like
it was a wooden
producing some severe weather there.
One room little.
You might get another round of storms here.
They want you to believe that it was a pioneer town
to the west. But there is definitely a chance here for at least some level of severe weather out of
and there's a Columbia's in Texas, everywhere.
And such. And that could impact areas near Temple, Round Rock, and Austin. We also have a new warning just north of San Angelo. So, yeah, again, a lot of that stuff definitely could be a potential threat. So I'd definitely stay weather aware if you're over in those areas. Severe weather is definitely not done.
There it is. There's the first capital of Texas.
Level of risk. And again, the next Storm Prediction Center outlook will be in approximately.
And that's where I lived, right behind it there.
Please.
The Warriors.
13 minutes. So approximately 13 minutes is when we'll have our next Storm Prediction Center outlook, and we'll see what the threat level is there soon. I do think that
I looked in that window many times when I was
along the Gulf Coast
walking autumn.
I think overall this tornado risk should be kind of going down. The tornado watch here goes until 10 o'clock tonight.
They claimed
They
that,
should
but then
watch
they
after
moved
that
it to
show,
one, of
but
course,
I
that
just-
was
I
like
think a
the
lot of
state
these streams
capitol.
goes
That was a
around
mud
for
flood
driven,
building, you
which
know.
means that a lot of it should be wind. Maybe
But they have a whole history of Jim,
And there's
you
still
know,
technically a trail risk
Davy
in central
Crockett.
northern Arkansas and southern Missouri. So that is still in play today. Houston is officially safe. You should get a green screen behind them. That'd be fantastic. But again, I'm on a golfing trip. I'm on vacation. The only reason why I'm live right now is because of the emergency live stream that we did. This is not my normal studio, and this is not where I usually stream. Once again, I don't even have lighting. I mean, again, this is not like a. The only reason why I'm live is because it was more of an emergency.
Closed down, used to be a racquetball court now.
Ordinary storm, but it really got kind of crazy. So no, this is not our normal studio.
Stephen Austin
Don't
dead
think it is.
in West
It's
Columbia.
not- it's
Charlie
not
Brown,
really
a
live
black
streams.
man
You
who was
watch
the
my last live
richest
stream or one before
freed
that,
slave,
those
born
ones are
slave, got
actually in our
rich
studio.
in Texas,
I don't know how new you are to the channel, but yeah.
right across the street from the Warriors Refuge.
It sounds like the wind gusts in the Houston area, by the way, were around 80 to 100 miles per hour. So that sounds like it's at least somewhat confirmed. There's video from Sonny Brown of that. I mean, just look at this. It's insane. Look at that wind. That likely was 80 to 100 miles per hour there. That's just unbelievable.
Made it for 12 years, 10 years. When it was a sovereign state, so they say.
There's also a lot of broken windows in Center Point.
But it wasn't all of
Energy's
Texas,
towers
because
in downtown
Mexico
Houston
still
and the
had
others
this.
seeing trees and other debris. There's a lot of windows, though, broken in the Houston downtown area. And if you want to see all those photos and videos, they are on our Twitter page, and that is at MaxVelocityWX on Twitter. There's a lot of photos there.
They don't even
we are
show
now
the
officially over
capital.
1 million customers without power in Texas.
Would it be right down in here
that
by the
includes
Missouri River, I
again,
think.
primarily Southeast
Galveston's
Texas,
here.
where we now officially have over 1 million people without power. So that's a relatively high number there. And that's, again, all primarily near Houston in Southeast Texas. According to poweroutage.us. That's just unbelievable. It did look like a hurricane. Yeah, it sure did.
It's going to feel like a hurricane.
And Harris County, just for reference, is around
There's little Houston.
800,000 people without power, which again is about
Montezuma.
40% of that county. Which
Well,
again, Houston
won't be able to send in the cleanup crew soon enough.
Right. Don't worry. They're going to be there a day late and $34 trillion.
And it looks like we officially had a flying trampoline in Houston.
Oh, my goodness. We missed the flying trampoline.
I see that.
From T Sweets on Twitter. Flying trampoline. There you go. Again, that's why we have a flying trampoline meter.
Remember that one guy on TV that used to always show a bear falling
Never
out
leave
of a
your
tree
trampoline
onto
outside.
a trampoline?
Especially in storms like this.
It was funny.
Hatch them down. Or at least hatch them down.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one.
You got to see it.
On a tugboat, assisting a ship. The weather is bad here. I'm honestly, again, not surprised by that. If you're anywhere near Houston, just offshore, the weather's definitely going to be bad. Got high winds and everything. I feel for you guys if you're on a boat or whatever right now. That's just being on a boat in this sort of weather is just not fun.
Okay, here we go.
Dallas Fort Worth, you're done with weather for today. Done with weather. I mean, done with rain for today. You still have weather, but the rain's done for your area.
Well, I gotta go. Tomorrow's the last day of school for the granddaughters. So
Okay, don't go yet. Just wait 2 more. Boy!
yeah, that was
You're glad you waited?
Subscribe down below again. We'll keep you posted. Your weather.
So
We're going to help you, Bear, right on his noggin.
I have
2/3
Right on his head. We're here to help you, Bear. He lived. He just got a sore, stiff neck.
I was not
Oh, wow!
The situation situation was definitely needed for us to go live with the significant weather that happened there in Houston not too long ago.
Pile driver, yeah.
I do want to mention I'm gone basically
It
until
was a
Sunday,
little
maybe into
bear. Did
Monday.
you see
But
how
I'll be back
small
in
it
the studio.
was?
Yeah.
Well,
You guys
RJ.
broke the bone, so.
Hey, Soy Free Thoughts or Smart Pod, I got your email and number. I'd love to talk to you sometime when RJ has more time. But he lives right here in Colorado, RJ, and I think we're gonna go. I'm gonna go visit down in. I was headed towards Colorado Springs anyway.
Cool.
Too far for my mini bike, but so
Safe traveling. Yeah.
you're busy for the rest of the night.
Yeah. Yeah, for hour. So yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You got the commitments. All right. Well, I'm going to sign off now, and Lord willing, we'll see where it goes. But I'm going to get some food in me. Ladies and gentlemen, did you know it's a flat Earth nation? The golden age is past, and the mud flood was Armageddon. Hallelujah! It's true. Amen. Hallelujah. Aho. Aloha. Arrivederci. Ciao. Sayonara. Auf Wiedersehen.